Hey there, thanks for joining me today. This is Laura Lynn with KeepInkingUp.com. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! In San Antonio, Texas. And a few days ago, I posted this hand sanitizer holder on my social media, and Emily requested that I create a tutorial for it, so that is what I'm going to do today. So if anyone else out there has a request, a special request for a particular project, please do let me know. I'll be happy to try to help out and film a tutorial for you. So anyway, let's go ahead and make this a holder. In this particular example, I used our thick Whisper White cardstock with the powder pink flowers. So today I thought I would try to make it using the powder pink cardstock and see which one we like better. So you're going to start out with a piece of cardstock that is 2.5 inches by 11 inches. Now don't worry about writing any dimensions down today because I will provide them in the description of this video below. So I'm going to pull out my Simply Scored scoring board. Now the scoring board, oops, let me put this in here. Can you see that? Okay. The Simply Scored scoring board does come with a stylus tool that fits inside, locks nicely in place. But today I'm going to use my favorite new tool, which is the Take Your Pick tool that is found in our 2018 holiday catalog. And I just love this tool because of all of the tips that it has, all of the various tools that it has with it. So right now I'm going to use the stylus tool. If I take this out, you can see it has the large ball and the small ball end. I want to use the small ball end, so I'm going to slide this in, lock it into place, and I'm going to score on the long side of my cardstock at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4.5 inches, 7.5 inches, and 9 inches. I'm done with my scoreboard, so I'll put that aside. I'm going to leave my tool out because we're going to use that again in a minute. And it's really important at this stage to go ahead and burnish all of your score lines with your bone folder. So I'm going to go ahead and do that before the next step. So once I have all of my lines burnished really well, I'm going to take my second to smallest layer, or second to smallest oval from the Layering Ovals Thinlits, and I'm going to cut out an opening that will receive the hand sanitizer in the section that is right next to the 1/2 inch tab there. So I'm going to put that aside because to save time, I already have one cut out. So here is the piece, the same piece that has the oval cut out. Now, as I was mentioning before, if you were to cut the oval first, these two particular score lines are a little bit difficult to burnish straight because they're so close to the cutting edge. So that's why I recommend that you burnish them before you cut. Now I'm going to add some liquid glue to that tab. You could use tear and tape if you'd like, or whatever. Well, you want a strong adhesive. Snail will not be strong enough. And then we're going to fold that up and press that down so it'll adhere. Just a couple seconds. And there you can see that I have the beginnings of the holder. Now you'll notice that this front flap doesn't come to the bottom, and that kind of bothered me. So I went ahead and cut another piece of the powder pink cardstock that is 2.5 inches by 3 inches, and we're going to add that on to the front flap so it'll complete it. So I'm going to add some more glue here. And the reason why I like that liquid glue is it gives me time to wiggle it around and get it nice and straight and up to that score line. So I'll press that. So now we cover the whole holder. Makes a complete holder. Okay, now you'll notice on my sample what I did is I added a magnetic closure, and I just thought that was a nice way to present the hand sanitizer. So to do that, I'm using these little craft magnets that I got on Amazon. They're really fairly thin and really super strong. Woo, they jump to each other. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, let me get them apart. So I'm going to separate them, and I am going to add them with the glue dot. Now I want to use my paper piercer with that, so guess what? This Take Your Pick tool has a paper piercer. I'm going to remove my stylus, and I'm going to add in this other accessory, lock it into place. Thankfully, the cover is over top of the paper piercer so I don't pierce my skin accidentally. Ask me how I know about that. And then I'm going to get my glue dot out, and I'll pick it up with my paper piercer, put it on the back of one of my magnets, And I'm going to stick this magnet not quite at the bottom, but toward the bottom of my flap, and I'll press that down. Then I'm going to let the magnet, the other magnet, adhere, attach to the magnet on the other side. Then I'm going to add another glue dot to that second magnet. Stick that on there. And now I can close up the holder, line that bottom up, press that down really well. And now I've got that magnet in the exact right spot. Now these magnets are super strong, so I like to add another layer of paper in between. So now what I'm going to do is add another glue dot to that magnet on the bottom. And then I have a circle that I cut out using my 1/2-inch circle punch, and I'll attach that on top of that magnet. I'll press down really well. So now it closes like that very nicely. So there's my magnet closure all taken care of. So now all we need to do is decorate the front. So to do that, I have a mat that is cut at 2 1/4 inches by 2 3/4 of an inch. I will definitely put the measurements in the description below, and I'll correct that if that is not right. But we're going to put that on the center of there. So let's put that aside while we decorate that. And so to do this, I'm going to decorate with some flowers and a branch. And these are from the Seasonal Layers Thinlits that coordinate with the Colorful Seasons stamp set. So I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue on my branch. Just a little bit there. I think that'll be enough. I'm going to stick that branch right there toward the top. I'll trim off the extra branch part. Don't need that. And before I add my flowers, I want to give them a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to switch out my, where's my cap? Where did my cap go? Here it is. I don't want to hurt myself. I'm going to put the protective cap on there, take that off, put on, this time I'm going to use the larger end of the stylus, lock that into place. I'm going to bring in my stamping mat. I'm going to turn my flowers upside down, if I can pick them up, and I'm going to do little circles on the petals behind the flower. And what this is going to do is give a little bit of dimension. It's going to cup the petals a little bit. And I'm going to do that for all 3 flowers. Oops, flying flower. Then I'm going to turn all of the flowers over, and I'll do the same thing just in the center of the flowers, just to kind of finish that look. So then those flowers are ready to be put on my branch. So let's see, how am I going to put these flowers? I'll put that one there. I think that looks good. So again, I'm going to use my liquid glue. I'm a real fan of the liquid glue. It's a little messy sometimes, but it holds really well and you don't need very much. I'm going to put that flower there. Add a little bit on that flower. And add a little bit to that flower right there. Okay. Now, I wanted to add a little bit of bling to this, so I'm going to use the opposite end of my piercing tool. It has a little spatula, so I need to take the cap off in order to put it in here. Lock it into place, and now I have this cute little spatula that I can use to lift the rhinestones off, including their glue dot, so I can put those rhinestones in the center of the flowers if I can get them flipped right. There we go. Oops, it stuck to my finger. I've got a little bit of glue on my fingers from that liquid glue. And now we've got a little bit of bling on our flowers. So now all I need to do is add a little bit of a little sentiment. And what I'm going to add on this one is Thinking of You, which is from the Colorful Season stamp sets right here. And I'm going to stamp that in Cherry Cobbler because my layer is Cherry Cobbler. So I'll open my ink pad and I will lightly tap, tap, tap. And then hopefully get this fairly straight on this little piece of cardstock that I have. This is 1/2 inch by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and flag the ends using my triple banner punch. Slide this in here. Come back a little bit. I'm going to flag both ends. That looks nice. I'm going to close up this ink pad before I have an accident there. And so now I can add this sentiment to my front using some Stampin' Dimensionals. There we go. Peel off the backings of those. And I'll stick this on bottom like that. That looks pretty good. And now we can add this to our front. Now because that magnet is there, I'm going to go ahead and use Stampin' Dimensionals again. I'll put one in each corner. And let's see if I can get this lined up pretty well here. And there we go. And there's the holder. Let's go ahead and put in the hand sanitizer. So there you go. So what do you think? Do you like the white one better or the powder pink one better? I'm thinking because of the sentiment, I think I might like the Whisper White one better. But you let me know in the comments what you think. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful. Emily, I hope it provides the instructions that you need so you can go out and make your own holders. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.